Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Okay.
Hi.
Hey, everybody.
Hello.
So it's been a while, but we're back again, and we are talking about the last two episodes of Gotham Knights. Now, this is CW's newest baby, fresh off the presses, and we're already into episode 2 and 3. So let's get started. Episode 2, it opens up with the gang all stealing some supplies, trying to go undercover or hide their identity because they're the police, the Gotham PD is looking for them, right? And we get to see a little bit more of their dynamics, how they work together as a reluctant team, I say at this point. What did you guys think? First of all, I want to know so far, who is your favorite character and least favorite character based off these episode 2 and 3?
I can always say for least is Turner. Turner, I gotta say, I feel like these last two episodes I saw a little bit more from Turner, but he's still my least favorite.
Okay.
And my favorite, I can't pronounce her name, but Joker's daughter. I feel like she's definitely been someone who's been still in a lot of scenes. But those are my two favorites.
Okay.
That's my favorite and least favorite.
From you, Wayne?
My favorite is Robin. She's badass. The way that they set her up to be Robin is pretty cool because she is the Batman in here. You know what I mean? And so I really like just the whole dynamic with her. And then she even has Bruce Wayne's fears. But then at the same time, she's
for your computers.
She's real. No, not that. But she's riddled with secrets and drama because she has pages that she's not supposed to have, and there's gonna be a lot of drama coming out with this chick. So I got a feeling I'm feeling her. My least favorite character is the twin, the girl twin.
Facts.
Like she's kind of soft. Like everybody else is she's just scared of everything and being overprotective over her little brother, and she's just you're supposed to be a bad guy, grow some balls. What are you are you a good guy or a bad guy? What are you doing? Because you're kind of weird.
I agree. She's grown to be my least favorite character. I'll go into a little bit more as to why when we get to the third episode. But my favorite character, I'm surprised, but it's what's her name? Stephanie? Is that the Stephanie Brown or? I think she's my favorite character thus far. Something about her is interesting. Yeah, the hacker. Her. She's grown to be my favorite character. But in episode 2, we do find out a lot of things. One, we get a little bit more information about the Court of Owls. We see just how deadly they are, and how much of a problem they're going to be for Gotham, right? Because they are taking people out, specifically the Gotham PD. They delivered the box with the dude's head in it, I assume, with his cell phone, just ruthless. They're menace to the society, man. Can't get a moment of peace. And I'm glad that there's a Batman series or even recent Batman stuff that's covering Court of Owls, because I don't think it's covered enough. We get a lot of the Joker, we get a lot of other well-known villains, but not so much the Court. So I'm hoping that it's covered more in the movies as well, not just
something that they have done. It was in the animated version anyway. I think it was the Batman and Batman versus Robin with Dana.
Yeah, in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and animated, but they featured them, and it shows you what they are, because you did mention something. Because you're right. Sometimes when it comes to these meteors and they represent Batman and then kind of what they go with, I call it the safe picks. Like you said, Joker or Bane. Something that's already been done. So the fact that we're seeing the Court of Owls, it is different, because I'm kind of I don't know, but I'm well, it is different. I appreciate that a lot. I could appreciate that they use something else in the Batman lore.
Now, I watched episode 2 on the train and I only got to see it one time, so I've probably missed out on a couple things.
Sure.
But I will say that I think, and I don't know if this was disclosed in episode 2 or not, but I feel like I know who did it as far as who made the wire transfer from Tyler's account, whatever his name is, Tucker.
No, you might as well call him. He sucks.
Well, poor guy. He's getting better. But I don't know if you guys agree when I tell you who I think it is.
No, we're gonna hear it though. What's your C theory?
So far,
C theory.
Yeah, my C theory, my conspiracy.
Stop trying to take my award away from me. How dare you?
But no, I think it's our Asian Alfred, the lady.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's her. She definitely did it.
I think I can have I could throw in a real quick because she went on the cruise. Mama Bad Guy report. Yeah, I think she pretty much think it's her.
Mama Bad Guy reported live from Bahamas. You imagine her being on the show right now with like a little pineapple just to chime in about her thoughts on the show.
I'm trying to get her on. She said, "No, I'm going to send you to do my my bidding." So she sends me to do stuff, but I'm trying to get her on. Maybe one day we can get an actual Mama Bad Guy report with her thoughts. But yeah, she said the same thing about her. You're talking about the female. I say female Alfred.
Yes.
Yes. She has something to do with it. Like, I agree to that. I
don't
know everything, of course, but I do see where you're coming from, and it's like, yeah, I see that.
I mean, she clearly has the power to keep the mayor in office somehow. You know what I mean? And that look that she gave the mayor,
yeah,
I was just like, yo, do you remember your place or whatever? I was just like, okay, what power does this lady have? Like,
I'm thinking
what's going on here?
She could be a part of like, Ra's al Ghul in them because in the comics, I want to say, what's it called? Batman's baby mama. She's like Asian. She's like half Asian or full Asian.
Yeah, you're talking about Natalia.
Yeah. So maybe there's a connection there, like why she's not part of the bad guy crew.
You know what though? What there's I don't think we should associate this to anything that was done before at all.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
The whole thing. Number one, the whole notion of Joker's daughter. That alone, just being around, is a big thing. And then the other thing, in my opinion, I thought that Harvey Dent was Jim Gordon.
See, I mixed them up too. Like, I thought it was just me. Okay.
I thought that Harvey Dent was Jim Gordon. Right. That's Two-Face. So now
Harvey Dent is Two-Face.
Yes. So the thing is that in the first episode, I didn't put that together. I didn't think about Two-Face at all. I thought that guy that went to go see Bruce Wayne dead was Jim Gordon. I just assumed that from the very beginning. You know what I mean? But it turns out to be Harvey Dent. And because it's Harvey Dent, I want to see what the hell turns him into Two-Face. Like, because I know that that's Two-Face. So that's kind of what's bringing me in right now. And I want to see where they take this story. Because right now I think most of it is like a legacy of things that happened before. Like this kid, Batman's son, right now he's super boring. But I feel like he's a slow burn. You know what I mean? I got a feeling that little by little we're gonna start seeing more and more of him expand and then becoming the badass, because we're seeing a lot more of the other people.
Right.
You know what I mean? Especially Robin.
I feel like even
go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I feel like even in episode 2, you kind of got to see a little bit more of him, especially with the action sequence that you were talking about. See, a little bit more. Yeah, because like he is. So you got Joker's daughter, who I feel like she brings out all the character and stuff like that. And then you have well, they're not twins. I'm sorry, I don't remember the exact names. Give it time.
The Rowe twins or the Rowe siblings.
Yes.
I don't know who they're connected to. Who are they connected to?
I don't
Still
know.
don't have no idea.
Oh, okay.
Someone who knows the Batman lore better than us will sit here and tell us, because there is a connection. I don't know. But you know, all these things. But I feel like with Turner, because Turner's he's an original character. He's pretty much, when you guys did a review on the Mortal Kombat movie all that time ago, there was an original character and the character sucked. I'm sorry, it just sucked. So this character sucks. But I'm seeing a little bit more. I'm lightening up a little bit more to Turner because, like I said in this episode, he showed a little bit more. He was a lot more like with the action and stuff, but he's still like the goody two shoe. And you see this connection between him. Do you think there's going to be something between him and Joker's daughter? Because I felt like in episode 2, they were definitely leaning towards that.
Yes, I feel like they're playing all of their hands because they're trying to sprinkle a little something with him and the daughter, Joker's daughter, a little couple scenes with him and Robin, a little couple scenes with him and Steph, and it's like they're trying to, like, you know, let him play the fields, or you know what they're trying to do because it's CW. They're trying to start the team wars amongst the fan bases. It's going to be, oh, I'm Team Stephanie, I'm Team Robin. That's what they're trying to do, and they're giving everybody a little play until the real ship is revealed.
And I feel like
it would be a battle between the two rich boys.
Oh yeah,
let's talk about him. Yeah, let's talk about him because he had a part where, and I thought this was really a silly moment for Stephanie. Stephanie seemed like such a smart girl, so when she revealed all that stuff to the rich guy, I forget the gentleman's name, but when she revealed that, I was like, why would you do that?
March. His last name is March.
Yeah, March. Yeah,
he's gonna be, that family is gonna be later on. But he's gonna be a thing. I think that that baby Bruce, because I forget his name right now. Turner. I think that
baby Bruce. I love that.
Yeah, I like baby Bruce.
I think that Turner really only has feelings for Stephanie. You know what I mean? Because like, I just think that I think that she's the one that he likes. You know what I mean? Because she sees him for him, not like whatever, you know what I'm saying? If that makes sense. Now, when it comes to the Joker's daughter, I got a feeling that he looks at her like Batman, like an enemy that you have to keep close, if that makes sense. Because the thing about her is that she's like a little Harley Quinn. You know what I mean? Like she always knows what to say to get under your skin. She likes picking on you. And but
didn't Batman take Harley Quinn down? Didn't he bust her down at least once? I know Nightwing did.
Nightwing totally not.
So, but the bottom line is just that like he comes across as damaged goods.
Yeah,
like,
but you know what?
Totally damaged. Like, and I don't think that he necessarily is looking at her for that. I mean, you might never know. She might change and all of a sudden get all feminine and be all like, hey,
I think he might like the fact that she's a little, you know, I don't think he consciously likes her at this point. No.
That makes sense.
I think he's maybe subconsciously is, you know, like.
I feel like he definitely consciously likes Stephanie. And I'll tell you the truth. I mean, if I had the choice, hey, Stephanie all day.
Stephanie, okay, yeah, Stephanie.
Yeah, Stephanie, but I don't think so. It just seemed like that's just the go-to for Stephanie.
I mean, for me, because like me and Stephanie would be playing with Chat GPT and then smashing. You know what I mean? So,
I just think with her, I'm looking at Stephanie, and I don't know if she's going to be in the long run like in the same alliance as Turner. I think the stuff with him and Joker's daughter, right? Because even if you think about, and I'm forgive me because I'm just thinking comics, right? Bruce ends up marrying Catwoman, and Catwoman was kind of a thorn in Bruce's side for however many years. I don't know. I mean, some Bat Lord person would be able to name. So I sit here and go like, while everyone's saying Stephanie, I'm like, nah, he's into Joker's daughter.
But here's the thing, though, right? I feel like they are heavily modeling this character after Nightwing. He gives very much Dick Grayson sometimes, like very, you know.
Right?
I agree.
Yeah.
He definitely does.
And Nightwing had a whole thing with Barbara, you know, Batgirl or whatever. So it's like it could be Stephanie could be the Batgirl to his Nightwing, and I feel like Robin Could be the Starfire, possibly.
But you know what? You know, as you say that,
I think
right?
definitely Robin. I think it'll be more between Robin and Stephanie, to be honest with you.
Honestly, and it's fun, and it's funny that you say that because when I see Turner, right? See, when I see Dick Grayson, he's a like charismatic, entertaining kind of individual. And not to just say Batman is boring, but Batman's boring. So like the
Dick
way
Grayson's a little boring too now.
he's more charismatic than Bruce. He's easily like Bruce. He has his moments.
Friendlier.
Sometimes
He's
I
friendlier.
Now
you got on Bruce, and not much because you know if you sleep on Bruce, he sleeps with you. So I'm not sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
I
feel like he's friendlier than Bruce. I'll give him that.
Yeah, I think there's a lot more because, like when you said that, I was like, and these last two episodes that I saw, I know we're gonna get to episode 3, but I just feel like he definitely gives more of a Bruce Wayne vibe than Dick Grayson vibe. I'm talking about Turner. And maybe as time goes on, because I feel like each episode he's kind of breaking out of his shell because he was looking. I mean, maybe he didn't try to do it subconsciously, but he was kind of looking down at these 3 individuals, and now he's like, "Yeah, we're on the run." You know, it's just you see him kind of change, but I see more Bruce Wayne in him than Dick Grayson. Is my point.
But to kind of wrap up episode 2, there was the cliffhanger of Robin getting that note, and it was pretty much said something about, oh, they don't know the real you or something along those lines. So I'm wondering what that's all about. Like, what could she be hiding? What do you guys think?
Because I mean, it said at the bottom of the thing, you know, hopefully Wayne does. I mean, Turner doesn't find out. I think it has something to do with the Court of Owls. I have a feeling that Batman found out that the Asian chick is probably part of the Court of Owls, or that the mayor is part of the Court of Owls. You know what I mean? Like, I got a feeling he definitely found something out and got taken care of for it. But I have a feeling that he just found out, wrote this down, Robin read it, and then just stashed it. Because mind you, she could have burned it, but she stashed it. So I got a feeling at some point Wayne's gonna find it. I keep saying it. Turner's gonna find it, and then there's gonna be drama. Love is Blind level drama.
All right. Well, that takes us to episode 3. Now, episode 3, they are trying to uncover the assailant to Batman, like pretty much who killed Bruce, right? And they're like, okay, we don't know what's going on. They know that the Court of Owls have been going crazy out in the streets. They running amok. Robin had just took out this gang leader, the mutant. What was it called?
Mutant leader.
Mutant king or mutant guy. Big guy in mutant society. He's big in these streets.
What was with the red?
He was huge.
What was with the red bar glasses that everybody had
so
on?
Can I talk real quick? I act like you're like
I don't know.
This is a bad guy.
What?
No, not Mama. This is me. But so the glasses and everything like that. So this was actually really interesting because you know earlier before we started the show, I mentioned the logo here, right? So I was talking about the Dark Knight Return or the Dark Knight. Forgive me because I don't remember the exact thing, but it's the series where Batman, he's 60, he comes out of retirement, and he realized Gotham needs a Batman, so he puts on the suits again. He kind of gets his ass kicked. But the mutants that they showed was from that series, so that's why it was interesting because Carrie Kelly comes from that series. So when I saw the mutant things, I was like, kind of like, oh, like
who's Carrie?
Carrie, which one is Carrie? I'm trying to. I think Carrie is the Robin in this one. You gotta forgive me. I'm still trying to get familiar with.
Yeah, I'm bad with the real names.
I'm bad with the. No, Stephanie is the one with the tech. So Carrie is the one is the one who's the Robin, and she's trying to protect I'm sorry, Turner.
And she's from Batman Beyond, you're saying?
No, not Batman Beyond. This was like years later. This is like Batman Night Return, the Night Return. I'll send you a thing, and so you guys could get a little history about it. But that's where they come from. That's why I thought it was really interesting that because that's like Elseworld kind of thing. So the combined, I don't know what kind of universe to kind of create here, to take liberties here. So to combine this universe and that universe, because they're just two separate universes, and do that, I'm just like, oh, that's so cool. So that's where like the mutants come from. They're the mutant leader and all that stuff. But
well, it reminds me of when they said mutants, it reminds me of that splicing thing that was going on, because I was in Batman Beyond. They had that whole splicing storyline where people were like splicing their DNA with animal DNA to get like, you know, all these additional like stuff.
Wow.
But anyway, she takes out this guy, and he was a menace to Gotham. And after she took him out, Gotham, the mayor, was claiming credit. He went on, you know, had a whole, you know, press release about how this guy's taken out under his watch, yada yada yada. But because of that, that's when the Court of Owls was like, "Oh, y'all the ones," or whoever the people, they were like, "Y'all the ones who took him out." So there's this whole thing going on where, you know, all this violence going on in the city. But one thing I noticed that I feel is out of place whenever someone brings up Bruce to Tucker Turner, baby Bruce. He's always like, okay, well, what would the world's greatest detective do? You know, the world's greatest detective. He just found out he was Batman like 3 days ago. Now he's, you know, all about, oh yeah, you know, Batman. What would Batman do? Like, he grew up his whole life.
But that makes sense. That makes sense because he's thinking about everything that his father taught him, but he never realized why his father was teaching him these things. Like he said,
I do want to put that point for later, but that is a really good point.
No, because he was just throughout the episode, he was just mentioning these things. And one other thing that I noticed is just that they kept talking about Batman's grandfather.
Oh yeah, we call him Alan Wayne.
Could I say this real quick? The Court of Owls have been feuding with the Waynes for years. And I thought that was hilarious because when he said they didn't like my grandfather, I said, how do you sit here and go for a family and say, F this family, particularly because the grandfather, the father, Bruce.
Because the Waynes have been in power, they're rich, they're old money.
No, but you know what though? This whole situation about Batman, look, Batman became Batman off of the death of his parents, right?
Right.
So it sounds like he literally just found out that the Court of Owls killed his parents.
He did, because he does mention and in the actual comics, the origin, the lore, Joe Chill is the person who kills Batman's parents. So they made it in this universe, the CW universe, where Joe Chill did kill the Bruce Wayne's family, but it was because of the Court of Owls.
Somebody sent them to do it.
Yeah, because in the actual comics, it's, I mean, at least to my knowledge, it was never that. But they wanted to still keep a little bit of lore of Batman in it, but they wanted to add their own. They wanted to take liberties, is my point.
So yeah, we had a couple of like they were trying to plot this way to infiltrate the Gotham PD. They're like, we have to go in and get these records so we can figure out, you know, put the puzzle pieces together.
I thought that was
the Rowe brother, he was the one who actually threw on the police costume, whatever.
He did a great job, by the way.
He really did. He really did. He looked like a perfect example of a beat cop walking around here. What? I swear it was just a spitting image.
Rookie cop, that's what he looked like.
Wow.
And also there was this whole gala going on, like some ball. And this is what I like about Batman. I like that old Hollywood glam, that old money vibe that you get with the Batman stuff. I love that shit. And this, you get that vibe when you're there with all the politicians, everyone's rubbing elbows and stuff like that. But during this time, that's when we get, who was it that broke in? Was it the Court of Owls, or was it the mutant gang that came in?
Mutant gang.
Okay, the mutant gang came in.
To release the leader.
Yeah, and broke up the party. All this was going on. I think they threatened to have. There was like a bomb threat, and Stephanie and what's her name? The girl that I don't like anymore.
I forgot the sister, but you're talking about the sister. But I do want to give a little bit of a spotlight to Joker's daughter real quick, because she was the one to put everything together. Like, she comes off like really unstable and everything like that. But she was saying she did riddles here at this point when she was sitting there saying, well, what would they do? I'm sorry, I don't got the exact verbiage here, but she mentioned something about because they were trying to figure out everything, and she was like, she kept giving them riddles, and they were like, well, what about the gala where all the rich people are at? Because they're hypocrites and all that stuff. I thought I did want to analyze a little bit more. I mean, not analyze. I wanted to put spotlight on that scene because it just showed her intelligence. Because as much as everyone just brush her off as the insane insane girl, she was the one who put everything together. Because those Turner, Robin, and the sister would not, and Stephanie was not going to be able to put that all together.
She's definitely like a little bit in the know, so she definitely puts
Well,
two
I
and
mean,
two
like,
together.
but let's be honest here. She's her father's daughter. Who is more calculating than the Joker? I mean, come on, you know what I mean? Like who? I'll believe you the Riddler.
I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be revealed on this particular show. But she's not really the Joker's daughter. But I'm just going to leave it at that.
You know what though? That whole
you
thing
don't think
with
so?
the card, that whole thing with the card.
She's not. She's not. It's actually revealed.
Oh, it's Harvey Dent.
It's Harvey Dent's daughter.
So
that's what I'm saying. In the comics, but I never know when it comes to a live version of stuff because you take liberties here. But
that's true.
Her last name is Dent. Her last name is Dent. So that's why I sit here and go like,
maybe Dent's her stepdaddy.
No, but here's the thing: she might have also been adopted, just like Turner. Because you got to remember, this kid is adopted. He also said he used to play street hockey, and then when he got adopted, all of a sudden he had to start fencing and doing all of this stuff that Bruce Wayne was doing. This is not.
It could be adoption too. I can see that.
You know what I mean?
It could be, but
they can bond over. Oh, I'm adopted too. Yeah, I'm adopted.
I mean, listen, they could easily bring the foster system into.
Joker would never. I don't think Joker would adopt. I think, if anything, this girl might have been more obsessed with Joker's lifestyle. But I don't know what they're going for in this show, so it's not.
Well, you never know, because if you watch Arcane on Netflix, they have like a Joker-esque type character. They also have a Harley Quinn-esque type character, and he pretty much adopted her. So maybe if they're taking inspiration from that, I don't know. But either way, the girl.
Real quick, I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you, but real quick, do you think we get the Joker on this show? I mean, at any point in any season? No. Okay.
I don't think we get any. I don't think we get any of the past. I don't think we get that. I think this whole thing is
we'll
about
get references.
Yeah, we'll have a lot of references, a lot of things like that, a lot of callbacks. But this is a new twist. You know what I mean? And whatever it is that they connected to the past is what's interesting about it.
But I wanted to say that this is when the girl, Rose's sister, she really shows what a bee she is, and I feel like there was the bomb going off, and Stephanie made the call to kind of deactivate the bomb, yada yada yada. The other girl, the Rose sister, didn't think that that's what should have been done. And once Stephanie did that, saved the day, by the way, she had this whole rant towards Stephanie. You're not smarter than me. You know, you look down on me because you're rich. And I'm like, hold on, not this chick projecting onto Stephanie like Stephanie ain't just saved the whole damn Gotham at the ball. And I didn't like that about her. It's like, okay, deal with your insecurities, deal with your own issues, and don't project those issues out onto other people. And she just came across it. I guess they wanted her to seem sympathetic, but to me, she just came across as unlikable in that moment. I was like, girl, get it together. Go to therapy, honey.
I mean, you know, she basically didn't grow up with a silver spoon. She looks at the other kid like, I mean, like, it's easy to look at rich people like they have no problems when you broke. You know what I mean? Like, it's just easy to do that. But sometimes they got bigger problems than you can even imagine. So, you know, it's easy for her to just go in her perspective and then start blaming somebody that is just as intelligent. You know what I mean? And then just try to make herself feel inferior and then try to make the other one feel bad about that whole situation. Like, come on now. She beat you to it. She beat you to it. Maybe you try to prove something to her and show her up or whatever, but It is what
I
it
think
is.
it's just jealousy. I think it's jealousy. I
I
think it's
don't think it's jealousy.
insecurity.
I think it's also stuff that she has dealt with in her whole entire life too, where someone
Possibly.
rich and they look down at her, and she's at.
But no one was
She's,
looking down on her. That's what I'm saying.
no,
This is her own
and I understand that, and
insecurities.
I understand that, but like because that has happened in her life, she's at flight mode. So
Mhm.
right, while
Mm-hmm.
Stephanie never did anything
We'll
to
fight.
not, did anything to contribute that,
Mm-hmm.
did anything to contribute that, she might have just Stephanie might have never did anything to contribute that, but this girl might look at her like, well, you're not better than me because that's just how she's always been looked at her entire life. She's always in defense mode, which
Mm-hmm.
I'm not defending, but I'm just saying that has
It makes her
happened.
unlikable, and I've really and like it's okay. You have this trauma. I understand, but don't project your issues onto me. Don't project what you feel about yourself onto
Yeah,
me.
that's fine.
And that's my issue with the girl. Just get therapy, talk to somebody.
She needs to talk to someone. She needs a hug.
Yeah, definitely needs a hug.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's really is. You know what it comes across is the only phrase that really could really, and I don't know if this is the only one, but sensitive thugs need hugs. That's how that whole situation felt. You know,
Mm-hmm.
because she's a badass, but she
But
definitely needs
she
a hug.
is, but she's also a big softie too, because also when she protects her brother, which I love that she's protective of her brother, but also at the same time, you gotta let him live.
I know,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, that he might be all she has. We don't know their story. He might be all that she really has.
Not Vic being Dr. Phil.
Mhm. Like, oh, let's give it a buck,
That
though. You
was
know what I
deep
mean?
as hell, sir.
Yeah, that's my
No,
like
but I
my.
dig it. But I dig it. I understand. I understand.
Mhm.
I mean,
She
like
But
even
yeah,
points out in
look,
this
my
particular
mother dies, my
episode,
brother's all I got.
she points out in this episode how he pretty much never backed down from a fight. Like there's a spot later in the episode where he just cuts her off and says, "No, I don't need you to tell me anything, especially when you had to deal with a bomb." Yeah, and she had to say, "Look, you never back down from a fight, even from dad." And it just showed. I think what they're trying to do is a slow burn. One of you guys mentioned that earlier. It's a slow burn where this team is starting to gel very well because everyone have different personalities, and you're starting to see them slowly. Because even Joker's daughter, she's starting to kind of, we didn't get to mention it in episode 2. She
coming
almost
to the fore.
died. She almost died in that police car, and
Mm-hmm.
it was the brother. Forgive me because I don't remember names.
Brother Rowe.
Brother Rowe.
Brother Rowe
Not
and
for,
Sister
not for
Rowe.
nothing. When I was watching the beginning of episode 3, I said, "Oh shit, why is Cyclops here?"
Now, you think he looks like Cyclops?
Because he had the glasses. But
Mhm.
once I realized the connection, yeah. But yeah, the
But
glasses made me. I was Cyclops for one of the cons. Forgive me. but
okay.
as time went on, you're starting to see the group start to gel as a team. Even with Robin, you see her she tries to keep Turner away, but you see that they really make a great team because in episode 2 they kicked ass together when they went against that one owl member, and they did very well together. And
That's right.
something I just want to throw real quick because this is why I thought more of Turner was more Bruce, because when he went to the warehouse, he said, "What stood out?" And he looked at the warehouse that was it was the sore thumb challenge or something like that. And
Yeah.
that's what made me give more Bruce than Dick
But
Grayson.
that's what he was training all of them to do, especially
Mm-hmm.
Dick Grayson. Like he's his
You
protege.
gotta
Like he
remember,
was teaching. That's why he was able to go to Bloodhaven and kind of be like the Batman of that, that area. And plus I think he had to put on the Batman mantle for a while in the comics. So
he
he's
did,
very much
he did.
Batman.
But let
Well,
me
I mean,
ask you real
Robin is
quick:
Batman right now. You
Do
know what I
you?
mean?
Mhm.
There's no Dick Grayson.
I'm sorry. Do you guys think we're gonna actually get some costumes going in the series?
Yes, and I think that this is going to be like the Justice League, and Wayne, I mean Turner is going to be like the Batman of the Justice League. Because if you think about it, if you think about Batman in the Justice League, he doesn't trust any of them. He works with them, but he doesn't trust any of them. You notice how Batman is always walking around with some kryptonite handy. You feel me? You know what I mean? I got a feeling that he's just gonna go down that route. That's why I think about this situation between him and the Joker's daughter, where it's like he's keeping her close because he needs her for something. You know what I mean? And I got a feeling that because Turner was taught by Bruce, and here's the other thing. Once like certain truths are revealed about things that are being hidden by Turner, he's
Mhm.
definitely going to be less trusting and be more. I got a strong feeling he's going to be like the leader of the pack, but then have something on everybody, if that makes sense.
Well, to answer Jack's question, I don't think we're going to get any costumes or any suits this season. I don't think so. Beyond Robin's, because she introduced herself with a suit on, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that was the second and third episode. Again, I said it from episode one. I'm enjoying this series. I think the action is good. I think the mystery is building on itself. The characters, they're growing on me. Like, these are kid actors. So it's not like these are seasoned, freaking Oscar performances. But it's cute. It's CW, but it's cute and it's action packed. I would say at this point, every episode has had some action go down. Hasn't been overly dialogue driven. It gives you just enough to make you interested in the mystery,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm enjoying it. I think a lot of the hate this show was getting before it aired may be a little unjustified. I don't know.
So now here's the thing, though. I got a feeling because the way that this show ended was with Harvey Dent running for mayor,
Yeah.
right? So from what
Mm-hmm.
we know from the past, Harvey Dent was about to become mayor before he became Two Face. So I got a feeling, or at least he was running for something, DA or some shit like that, right? But
Mhm.
he was running for office, and then all of a sudden he became Two Face and just became this demented wild dude.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm waiting for it. If they don't do that, I'm curious to see where they take it. Because look, he's playing Jim Gordon right now, but
Mm-hmm.
he is Harvey Dent. He's the ADA. So like, and he's sitting there. And did you see all the badass things that he did at the gala? All the fighting that he was doing, and
No,
now
he
he's
Not
was
only
taking, he
that,
was
you
taking
see he
that.
was messing around with the dude's wife.
Oh wow, that was another one though. Whoa,
He
yay,
was sneaking
yeah. There was
in the
only a little bit
covers.
of that. That's true. She was just like, "Yo, I love the way you lie." I was like, "Oh wow."
Yeah,
I
There's
do,
some,
I
some
do
story there.
before we end this actually, because I'm glad that you did mention that because Harvey Dent, he's going to be running for mayor, right?
Hmm.
He's going to
Mm-hmm.
be running for mayor, but the current mayor is going to be running out of air because he's
That's
dead.
right.
Oh yeah.
No, but you know
Mm-hmm.
what though? Hold up,
Running
man. Hold up,
unopposed.
man. Hold up, man. After Stephanie defused the bomb, what the hell? How did the bomb
No, no,
end
no,
up?
no. You gotta remember that was in another thing. They defused the bomb at the gala,
Mhm.
but that
Who
was
moved the bomb into the car?
Who knows? Maybe it's the Court of
That's the thing.
Owls.
Like,
it
who
was
moved
the
the
Court of
bomb?
Maybe
Owls.
Who moved the
That's
bomb?
not.
Alfred
It
Who
was
lit
the.
the
It was
bomb?
put
definitely
it
the
in
Court of
there.
Owls. It was definitely. It was
Well,
definitely
yeah.
the Court of Owls. And when they, because you remember, like just before that scene happened, they had something where they counted the not watches, but the Court of Owl,
Yeah, the jewelry or something.
and there was like 26, 27 members or something like that.
Hmm.
So they were on to it, and they were like, "All right, bet, we're gonna poison this guy," and that's what's going to lead to episode well, 4. Yeah, episode 4.
Hmm.
So
But yeah, if you like the video, don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to join us on all our social media accounts. We got
real
Unpopular
quick
Got
though,
Review.
real quick, there's links all to things. We got links to the wrestling side if you like some wrestling. We got links to entertainment. City Superior, you have stuff going on. Please carry on because there's links to your stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah. If you would like to see some more of me, I have my own YouTube channel. I do reactions and talk about movie shorts and everything like that. So join me at See the Superior. And yeah, I just saw John Wick, gave my thoughts on that. Check that short out and need some help. Go ahead and like and share. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Bye.
Gotham Knights.
Nice.
Dun, 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 dun,
That's a
dun, dun, dun,
fucking
dun,
Powerpuff
dun,
Girl.
dun.
What the hell is